Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Monster Mania 2. Now, today I'm moving into a different direction, actually. Let's recap. I've looked at some Hammer films, so that does for Hammer for now. Moving on into another Silver Age production, actually. This is like the 1950s, the 60s, actually. To me, that's like the Silver Age, actually. The Golden Age was the 30s, the 40s, and maybe if you want to count the 1920s, actually, even though some people consider that more like the silent era, but of course it was like way before the talkies came along. But anyway, now we're going to jump into, let's say, 1950s and all that. So today I'm going to be looking at a very, very rare movie that I somehow found, and it stars my favorite actor of all time, Vincent Price. And I know what you're thinking. You reviewed almost every one of his movies that you own. I'm like, yes. That is true. My Vincent Price marathon, which was last year's, actually, equivalent to Monster Mania, actually. So definitely check that out. So this time, ladies and gentlemen, I finally got a hold of The Mad Magician, which is considered by some to be him as absolute best. And this is what I have here, actually. It's actually on a 4-movie classic set, actually. You've probably seen this in stores, actually. I'd say pick this up. It's actually pretty good. You get your money's worth because you got The Mad Magician and Terror of the Tongs, a Hammer film, actually, and you're in for a good time because Terror of the Tongs is actually supposedly it's up there with our Hammer films, actually. But anyway, to the movie, The Mad Magician. Okay, so the movie came out in 1954, almost 3 years after House of Wax, actually, which is Vince's greatest work ever, and of course this one has kind of been overshadowed, actually, because of the success of House of Wax. But here's the thing: he also had the same kind of interesting 3D perspective that House of Wax had, or like there was like a scene that had a 3D-esque feel to it, actually, and So that's why it comes off as a rarity, and so finally, after all this time, it finally has been released, and I finally got a chance to watch this incredible movie. And wow, it's actually pretty darn good. It's just Vince as absolute best, just being able to take a character, run with it, and just make a character's transformation and descend into madness, actually. And like Vince is very good at being a villain, actually. Okay, I know he's always being typecasted in villain roles, but then again, he has had some very good roles. He's got range, actually. From being in horror, he can be in drama, he can be in comedies. I mean, Dr. Goldfoot and the Bikini People. that's one that I can think of, actually. So left to center, actually. But anyway, The Mad Magician, I will say the story is very interesting. Okay, Vincent Price plays a magician named Galago, actually, and supposedly not only is he a very good magician, he's also a good master of disguise, actually, and supposedly he ends up becoming a mad magician after supposedly his act has been shut down by his manager, and all his tricks and all his acts has been given to a rival magician named the Great Rinaldi. Now, know what you're thinking. Wait a sec. This sounds like a very similar premise. Yeah, The Prestige, actually. That came out in, 2006, 2005, actually. This is almost like 50 years afterwards, so I can kind of see a little bit of that. But anyway, this ain't no Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman war, actually. This is Vincent Price just being Vincent Price, actually, if that makes any sense, actually. I can't help to imagine is that Vince was really at his peak of his career, and was able to just do something in this movie and really, brought the best of both worlds out of him, and it's just truly phenomenal, actually. The rest of the cast did a good job, actually, including Ava Gabor, actually, which kind of surprised me, even though her role in the movie was just short-lived, actually, but she kind of nailed it. You could kind of tell that she's that stuck-up, pizzazz, rich girl, actually, and and truly, that's what her character is in a nutshell. I'm not giving too much else of her character away, actually, but everyone else falls into place, and you got these great characters, actually. I love the Great Rinaldi character. He's got the typical, almost really evil persona, actually, even though the real man or evil man at work is Vincent Price's character, but Rinaldi is like, how do I say, he's got an epic mustache and beard combo that makes him so villainous that you're like, oh, I'm rooting for this guy, but at the same time it's like, I hope he gets his just desserts, and you're just in for treats if you ever get a chance to ever pick this movie up. I'd say get it, okay? I know it is available, so check it out, okay? I don't have any complaints about the movie. It's literally only an hour and 15 minutes, and you're getting your money's worth for this movie, and especially on a movie packed with 3 others, you're in for a treat actually. So definitely pick it up, watch The Mad Magician. If you're a huge fan of Vincent Price, like I am, you will not be disappointed. And overall, I'm giving Mad Magician 9 out of 10 for everything, good story, good everything, good acting. It's all there actually. So that's it for today. Go check it out. Let me know what you think if you get a chance, and keep it tuned here for some more terrifying thrillers.